Alright, it is time for the quarterfinals. The first match of me versus Azder. No expectations again. Again, this is the matchup I wanted in the last round. Not because I think I'd win, but because I thought it'd be easier for me to maybe win a race. So again, I expect to go 0-2. I would like to get a win. Biggest goal is to, not embarrass myself, but we'll see. Azder's one of those players that's not the absolute top level at execution. Definitely way better than I am. But when it comes to Rando, he is absolute top level in terms of Rando. Rando skill is a real thing, and I think that's where I balance out my rather paltry execution. Is I'm generally decent in Rando skill. Azder's in a different universe, period. So yeah, I'm more familiar with how he plays, and kind of my hopes are he does an Azder thing and does an aggressive move that does not work for him. That's my hope, is that he messes up, which is never a good hope. I ended up picking one of the earlier modes. I wanted to do light area. I was thinking week 7, just go full random, and hope I pick a better path than he does. That was my initial kind of thinking, but as it went on, I started leaning more toward light area, so I went with the week 2, which was major, minor, light area, and boss shuffle. Light area, I don't like it as much as full area, but light area can come up with some of the worst kind of chains possible, much more so than full area. I think when light area gets screwy, it is somewhat special. So my hope is that I get a terrible light area seed that Azder does not play right. That was my thinking here. So yeah, he defaulted to me, or he didn't default, he deferred to me for the logic pick this week, or for this first race. So yep, that's what I picked. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Oh, actually, before I edit this together, I do need to say, some point during this race, Azder's video, his internet went out. So at some point you'll probably hear the commentators mention that and are just basically commentating on my side, since I'm the only one on there. You will see the video go through because Azder did upload his video because he wanted to show that he did actually win, because that's how tournaments work. So I fully believed him when he won, but when he post finish in race time, at that point, yeah, I had no reason to doubt Azder actually finished. But I do have the full video. I've edited it together here, so you'll see the whole thing going through. So whenever you hear the commentators mention something like that, that's why his internet went out. So on the restream, his video stopped, but the wonders of editing, it's going to reappear, and well, it won't ever disappear in this race, since we have local recording. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get
Good afternoon, good evening, speed gaming people and fans, and also YouTube in the future. It's the quarterfinals. Super Metroid multi-category tournament, Azder versus Metroid MST. We got an exciting match for you today. All 3 games. Well, assuming there's 3 games. I'm Leno. Joining me is Tracy. How you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing good. I mean, 2 really good friends of ours going at it, so can't get any better than this.
Now, I can't promise we won't be impartial, but I can promise we're gonna bring the hype if there is hype.
I mean, they're both friends of ours, so yeah. I that makes it Makes it easier to be impartial, I think. Or so,
Yep.
but it is interesting. Like MST would probably be the first to tell you that he did not expect to get this far. But there's been some trash talk in some servers, so
Yep. Azder pointing out that he is just going to win, and MST is like, yeah, well, I'm just going to let you win game one to make it interesting.
yeah. Well, I mean, MST picking game one, which is week 2, so we have major, minor, light area, and boss shuffle. I was kind of thinking MST might go for like week 7 and just go throw it all, go for the max chaos setting. But no, he's going for something a little simpler.
And both of our runners running palette shuffle today. I like the palettes that both of them end up getting generated with.
Well, MST always uses palette shuffle. Azder likes to use palette shuffles to help him with things like whether it's area or not, whether it's boss. I forget which palette shuffles he uses for which, but he tends to use those, depending on the settings to help remember what the settings are. So which I think is a pretty good plan. Me, I just don't ever use it. I think it's confusing.
Yep. I see Azder also palette shuffled his tint on his camera.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get the double webcam going, which and shout outs to Kip for making the call to ask players to use webcams if they have them. So we've seen some really interesting things in the playoffs with those web cameras on. And that early X-ray is not what you want to find.
No.
To start. X-ray does some weird and wonky things. Neither one of these players are ones to necessarily use X-ray in those weird and wonky ways, although they certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
And we did see Azder in one of the Swiss weeks using X-ray scope to climb out of GT. I know he hopes he doesn't ever have to do that again. Okay, so we have power bombs and missiles. So this being light area, I don't really expect either of them to check the transition here. And I kind of think of it as a high risk, high reward in full area, and a very low risk, low reward in light area, because it's going to take you someplace that's normally connected to criteria. So
yep.
This being light area, there is a shuffle, but it isn't completely random. It's so all the normal criteria connectors will still connect off of criteria, just not necessarily in the same places. MSC not even checking the minor over here.
Bit of a bold move early on, because your first super pack could be back there. So we'll see if that. I mean, it's obviously not going to bite him, but we'll see if he comes back to that later.
Yeah, even if it had been another power bomb pack, that would be really useful. But it's just a missile pack, so probably not going to matter at all.
Missile pack. I am not surprised that both runners opted to skip Billy Mays. That's a time-consuming check.
Billy Mays. I mean, here's the thing. Billy Mays. So the way the very randomizer tends to work, and it doesn't always work this way because of the different. You have the different ways that it can hide progression. But chances are, even if your intended supers are at Billy Mays, it's a very early spot for them because we already have power bombs. So it's in logic as soon as you pick up those power bombs down there. So chances are there's going to be supers available after that spot. What happens is the very randomizer tends to put an intended spot for your minor items and nothing before that, but like there's plenty after. And there's another missile pack. MST also skipping this location. As just really hunting for those supers. MST not. And what do we have? We have screw attack. So
that screams gauntlet. I think both runners are going to have to check that now. Whether or not they do remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, with screw attack, it's pretty safe even without an E-tank, but you do have to be a little careful. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if MST skips it. Just say, I'll let Azder do that check, and I won't worry about it and hope it's nothing. Yeah, it's exactly what he's doing.
I wonder if he scouts the back end of gauntlet.
Yeah, I could see that. And then you see if those supers are sitting there in the back. Nice plasma beam that doesn't open anything. Plasma beam only ever progression if the actual plasma location comes into play. So it very rarely matters. Other than just it's a nice thing to find. Yeah, this is going to be the gauntlet check from Azder.
I like to play by both runners.
Now,
And
Turian is vanilla. Not very interesting. Azder not going to take a save here. Confident that he'll do fine. With only 2 power bombs, maybe would be good to just refill, but
yeah, I would probably refill. Maybe he can get the 4% power bomb drop from a waiver. Who knows?
Still looking for supers as we find the wreck ship area. Now, this could be supers right here. If it's not, can't go any further.
Oh, don't touch the acid. Reserve.
That's
tank.
reserve tank. Well, Azure will take that. He's smiling because it's just the reserve tank. He knows that MST's not picking that up, even if he does check this.
Yep, but it's
MST,
also...
a noted hater of reserve tanks.
Yep, but more importantly, without an energy tank, it's extra health, which is important early game.
Yep. Okay, we're fine. I was worried that he didn't lay the power bomb there, but he doesn't have to because he's got that screw attack. And double supers. Okay, so I believe that's required. Yeah, that's hard required because whatever connector they're supposed to go to, it might be the wreck ship one, but you need supers to go further. And then to go the other direction, you need supers. So we'll see if Azure decides to follow the wreck ship all the way into the boss. With only 2 bosses that he can kill, it may or may not be great, but you know, it's right there.
Now, does Azder go back for meme route to check that connector, or no? He's just checking Terminator. Never mind.
Well, there's really no reason to go back to Mimar. He's going to check these 2. He'll see the wreck ship. He might do it. He'll see Turian. He'll be able to deduce what meme route is because the other connectors are going to go to Red Tower and Green Brinstar. Careful, MST. Okay, grab that. He says nope to the wreck ship area. Understandable. Only 2 bosses we can kill. And even if it is one of the bosses we can kill, 50-50, that it's the one that opens that particular area, so.
Yep, I agree with the call. He'll might come back as his last boss.
I expect we're going to see a connector either to Greenburn or Red Tower when he goes down what Cross Product is nicknamed the Corkscrew Room. There really shouldn't be a reason to CWJ, because even if you don't find the one you want, you can get to Green Brinstar from Red Tower in one of those connectors, if it's Red Tower. Plus you get a major check there too. We are getting a ship save. This is the I find nothing, I can reset to the ship thing. Go back to wreck ship. But I don't think you really need it because we're going to find either Red Tower or Green Brinstar shortly. Which will also connect to Red Tower and Green Brinstar, whichever you find, because light area. And it is Red Tower. Interesting, he's going to go up first. I might have gone down because you can get the Spazer location.
I think, okay, yeah.
Maybe he's changing his mind.
I think he was... If I had to guess, I'd say he was going to check connector info, but maybe he's going for the item.
Well, yeah. I mean, this direction has 3 connectors only, but one's not in logic. The going up has 2 connectors, both in logic. Obviously, it's the tube connector that's not in logic right now. Gets an E-tank, which is nice. But I like down better because of this particular check here. You get the Spazer check.
MST is playing the odds. Is gonna...
Well, 50-50. He's hoping.
He's hoping it's a boss they can kill.
I mean, this is big if it's Fantoon, because then he can actually do the items here. It's also big if it's Kraid. In particular, if Kraid's closet has something.
This is also beneficial to him for one other specific reason. He has knowledge. He knows what the boss is. It's vanilla. Wow.
Okay, interesting.
Now he has to survive.
Yeah, this is not an easy fight. Like even New Route has one. Even New Route and low percent has a tank here. Plasma not that useful to help out with the flames. Doesn't do any more than like your regular pea shooter.
That screw attack is going to help more than
yes.
the plasma beam.
Yeah, I mean you could do Nintendo power strats, I suppose. Maybe Azder's going to clean out Green Burn Star here. And as you can see, 40 HP per flame.
And MST, he's not going to try for double strats. It looks like he's just going to get Fantoon in and out as quickly as possible to avoid damage contact. Fantoon's already had 2 fast closes, though. That's,
not very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he did take a save in the ship. Or maybe he took a save at the ship in...
Yeah,
I guess he took... Yeah.
He saved his direct ship, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that Spazer isn't doing us any good.
Yeah, Azder ceiling bonked, I think, 3 times, wasted a few supers, but it's okay. He did get it.
Yeah, he doesn't... The consistency with which he performs that trick without any kind of actual setup is pretty impressive. Since he doesn't use Moonwalk, he can't use the Moonwalk setup. So he just kind of wings it, and it always seems to work out, so... There are a few setups that people use when they don't use Moonwalk. I don't think he really uses any of them.
MST literally playing with fire, but the ghost is dead.
Okay, got him down. Also pointing out, he only has 10 missiles. He didn't pick up all the missiles that Azder did. Wave Beam's nice.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good pickup.
It's not really what you're looking for at this point, but you take it.
No, yeah.
An extra super pack's good too. So now the big moment is, what do we have in Rex Ship? 4 items here.
If MST is going to feel really good if one of the 2 suits is up here. He's going to feel fantastic if either of them are up here.
I mean, maybe not if it's at the speed booster blocked location, but we'll see.
True. That's true.
Charge Beam's nice.
Okay.
He's got me with Plasma already. That's definitely a nice find.
I have to think he'll be picking up that wave beam too, so he'll feel really good about that.
Okay, Spring Ball, our last major in the Green Burn Star area.
Spring Ball is good, but this is it's not Chozo, so it's
Spring Ball could be relevant here.
Yeah.
We haven't seen High Jump, so we don't consider it being relevant until High Jump shows up. You don't really need a worst room in the game item in light area because you can always go to Lower Norfolk from the back, so it's not relevant there either.
MST
The fact that we don't have a lot of E-tanks here, and the fact that Fantoon's at Rex Ship does say there may very well be progression here.
Yep. MST wisely safety saving before heading towards energy tank for 2 reasons. 1, he only got 4 power bombs. 2, he has no energy tanks, so he is dead in 1 hit from what we call spiky room. What we call a spiky room of death for good reason.
Oh yeah, I mean this is plus he'll have to reset if he doesn't get this jump here. Gets it on the third or fourth try, I guess. Oops.
Somehow toggled through the spike.
Well, at least he's laughing about it. He's got the save, so it's fine.
Azder did not like what he saw up top, so he's
it was just Blue Burn Star, so it doesn't do anything for him. So probably let's see. So the other connector here is just going to be Criteria. So probably heads back into Red, Bryn?
Probably.
See if he goes searches for Norfair, or maybe he'll go back to the wreck ship. That could be. And looks like MST is leaving. Ooh, I don't like that at all. I mean, I know a 99 injury is pretty awful, but you could do the top checks, but they're really slow, and that might be why he's...
He wouldn't be able to commit to a gravity suit check, though, with no
Oh,
empty
that's
tanks
true.
and no reserve. That's
Yeah, that's true. You could do it with a reserve. You're right.
Yeah, it's 60 damage per hit with his suit, and you're taking minimum 2 hits from bowling. So he is not surviving bowling at this time.
Yeah, you can do it with a reserve tank. Okay, so we saw one of the many West Meridia connectors there from Azder. Now he's not going to check the tube.
I like that play. I like that call. It's currently out of logic. I think I like that play.
Yeah, well, here's the real thing. Like, he's only got 3 tanks. So, if the tube is Norfair, it's super out of logic. We don't have gravity. We don't have high jump. So we'll see the rest of these connectors up at the top of Red Tower here.
Pointing out that MST wouldn't use reserve tanks even if they saved him. That is correct.
No, he in this tournament he had a reserve tank save his life. Yeah, it absolutely happened. He likes to deny it, but it did save him one location. Okay, West Meridia again. And this will tell us whether it's we're 50-50. This is Norfair up top at the elevator. Not sure if Azder's hoping for Norfair or not, because if it's not Norfair, it might give him an excuse to go to the wreck ship and check out what's going on there. Let's see. Well, what do we got? We have Norfair. Okay, so we're going to do that.
Oh, that's Croc.
Excuse me.
Hi, Croc.
Why not? 2 major items. You're right here.
He's got the ammo for it. Yeah, he can get both.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is major minor. The item that is difficult to get with Croc is the pantry item, but that's a minor, so we don't care.
Yep. This E-tank item might actually be a little dicey with his current health situation. He can get it, but he can't get back, maybe, depending on...
Nah, he can get back. He can do it. He's just choosing not to, and I don't blame him. You can do it on the way out.
Yeah, maybe it takes the save first. Save's coming.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable, but it's, one mistake and you're dead, so.
Yep. MST now finding the second E-tank in Green Bryn. Gonna continue upwards. Checking Spore Spawns minor. This is interesting. And then he remembered. This is
not Chozo. Given how much I know MST hates Chozo, it's funny that he forgot that.
That would look good. Yep, he's got it.
So we're gonna have to gate glitch to get to the grapple item here. Okay, that gate is really whacked out.
Gate, are you okay? Gate?
I mean, it's just part of the palette shuffle, I assume.
Yep.
I have to wonder, because it looks thicker. I wonder if that's messing up. Okay, messing up. He gets it. But I think that would mess me up trying to do the glitch.
And our grapple is an E-tank.
An energy tank. Okay. Well, hell runs are now doable in logic. I mean, I should say they're in logic because 2+1 is what you do in some of the RBO routes, so it's already doable. It'll also make the trip over to the E-tank item at Croc
much safer. much safer.
Yeah, much better. Except Azure will do a farm on the bugs here just to get to full health. Could even take a save here, but shouldn't really need it if he doesn't want to take it.
Given his health, I don't think he saves now. He might have before if he didn't have that third energy tank.
Yep.
But
And it's V-Tank, so he would have survived just fine. And Croc, a complete bust, other than health for hell runs, which, you know, honestly is not a terrible thing here. A little unfortunate that you have to lose all your health to get out. Now we'll go down the elevator. The more interesting question is, after MST does the rest of this, is he going to go back to the wreck ship before going into Norfair?
If he goes back to wreck ship, I definitely don't agree with that. If you leave, you have to hedge your bets and just say it's not going to have anything, and if it does, you already lost.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, Azder's not getting to wreck ship anytime soon, and
True.
you know, these seeds kind of play like, do everything you can in Norfair and then do wreck ship in Meridia and hope you don't ever have to come back. And so far, Azder's playing it that way.
Oh,
More E-tanks, okay.
Okay.
I mean, the hell run through Cathedral now becomes easy. This is major minor, so the actual Cathedral item will be irrelevant. But that item has come into play a few times in races recently. Didn't quite get the escape out, so we'll have to use a power bomb here.
For a second there, I thought he was going for the miner at Crumble City, but
yeah, it did kind of look that way for a second, you know. And given that we switch our logic so much, you know, whether it be major, minor, chozo, or full, it's easy to start thinking in terms of, oh yeah, that's, you know, this is an item I want to get, this is an item I don't care about. And another E-tank.
that look on Azder's face is it kind of says a couple things.
Yeah, he's not thrilled with all the E-tanks he's getting. Does have enough supers for Ridley. This is a doable Ridley fight if he runs into Ridley at Kraid. I don't think we're in Ridley at Lower Norfair territory yet, although we're probably close. One more power bomb pack, and I think it'd be a pretty safe LN if it's not Ridley there. At least for Azder. He's done some very unsafe LN plays in this tournament. And managed to get away with them, so. In fact, he's done several with just the 15 power bombs, which honestly is really, really tight.
You gotta have some really good execution to pull that off, and Azder's got it. MST is climbing up Red Tower.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna. I think he's just gonna follow Azder into Norfair, which I don't think. I mean, I feel like I'd rather see him go back to wreck ship. No, I mean it's 3 items, you know. He's got the health for it now, but the seed is giving him the E-tanks for the hell run, so we'll see. It's like the seed is telling you 2 different things. It's telling you wreck ship because Fantoon's there, but it's also telling you hell runs because we got E-tanks. So maybe there's a suit in each one. Nice spring ball jump. As you're taking that save, so you can reset this if it's nothing. Also, that super pack is nice, so if it is something he wants and he has trouble getting out, he'll be able to do a CF, a Crystal Flash to get out.
Yep. And I was just gonna say, he only had 7 supers, so he couldn't have Crystal Flash if it was something he needed. More. Okay.
I mean, you could take that, or you can not take that. I think he wanted that E-tank.
Yep.
Unfortunately, got stuck in that lava. He's not going to go back for it, though. At least not right away.
Maybe if he doesn't find one of the 2 suits up here, he goes back for it.
Yeah, I could see him going back for it for, you know, a potential Ridley fight or a potential Lower Norfair trip.
Azder farming up. It's going to do a speed booster play. MST waiting to check this item. Generally, I agree with this because you don't know what you're going to get. We know it's an energy tank, so he'll be fine if he chooses to get it.
Ice beam.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, you want that. He'll probably
Yes.
turn it off right away.
Oh yeah.
Assuming he doesn't miss charge beam at the wreck ship, that will be full beam combo.
Even taking that away, that's an easy Zebutite skip, especially speed boosters I found. Oh, Azder. Oh, please don't hit the gamuts. They're not your friends. Okay, there you go.
He's fine. I think he's just going to Crystal Flash out of this.
He does have to be careful. A hit from a dragon will kill him. He's safe.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see him do enough of a refill so he could Crystal Flash so he can get the item, or get the entrance connector too. But this will work to get this location.
Azder
Wants to
heads up play.
wants to
Yep.
save the supers for another Crystal Flash, but he doesn't really have one. High jump you want to keep. Doesn't give him a refill, so he's gonna have to go back and refill somewhere before he checks the connectors. We'll see if he goes back for that E-tank, because we're done with major items, and he's gonna want to be able to do the fight over at Kraid no matter what. He has the ability to double spring ball jump. It's a trick he's picked up pretty recently, but he's gotten pretty consistent with it. He's just gonna go. Okay. If this is a lower Norfolk connector, I don't think he can get out.
Yeah, he wants us to be Meridia, if nothing else. Oh, it's Lava Dime. Okay.
There's no Meridia connectors. There's lower Norfair, the two lower Norfair connectors, and the Kraid connector.
Right.
You really wanted that to be Kraid.
Right. I forgot the elevator actually counts as a Kraid connector.
Looks like he might get out of this barely. Okay, he does get out. Okay, he's not going to go back for that E-tank. So he's a super. Doesn't really need a power bomb would help him the most. And is he just going to pick up all the Norfair stuff? Okay, filled up enough they can easily get to the refill station here.
Oh, the Kraid connector. Wait, has to be at the croc door, right? Do we check out the connectors
left?
two.
We have croc door and we have chronic boost.
Right.
One's going to be frontal lower Norfair, the other one's going to be, or whichever lower Norfair we didn't see. The other one's going to be Kraid, and this is Kraid.
Okay. So back in the lower North area, is that the chronic boost door?
Yep. Azder's going to do this fight no matter what. We'll see if he takes a save anyway. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, if it's Ridley, he's got ammo for it and he's got enough health for it. If it's Dragon, he'll double spring ball out. And if it's Kraid, he just does it. Obviously, we know it's not Fantoon. He doesn't know it's not Fantoon.
Yep. But if it is Kraid, if Kraid is vanilla, we know Ridley and Dragon ended up swapping.
Yeah, we know. I'm guessing it's not Kraid for that exact reason. Honestly, he wants this to be Ridley, I think. Because then he knows it's not Ridley at the other end of LN, and he might just do it without a suit. He'll probably farm mini Kraid here. farm up his health too. He's gonna want that. He's gonna want that reserve tank full. Looks like he's gonna go for one more super refill. Although this is tight enough that I think if he misses that many supers, he's probably not surviving the fight. Just, you know, just saying. And now gonna go do this again for health.
Probably one more. Yep, one more.
Yeah,
Yep.
one more, he'll get full health. This will fill up his reserve.
Maybe Azder forgetting that the ammo and health refill was right above his head.
It wouldn't help him because it doesn't refill his supers, and
True.
it won't refill the reserve tank. So I don't
That's
think
true.
I think the way he did it was just fine. And this is exactly what he wanted. This is going to be a completely doable fight.
Question in chat: what's the mode being played for this week? It's week 2, so it's major minor shuffle, light area rando with boss shuffle, and very.
That was a beautiful Ripley fight. He's even gonna be able to check the item without resetting.
Yep. MST gonna go check weight beam. Her X-ray scope.
Oh, grapple's really nice.
Oh.
I mean, obviously the thing you want most there is gravity suit, and it absolutely could have been in there. But grapple is gonna like that. That means that if it's Dragon in LN, he's just gonna be able to. You won't even have double swing null jump. He can just do it. He can kill. I am a little surprised he's not taking the refill now. Yeah, go get your refill.
Azder, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ. You don't have crystal flash ammo. You don't really have enough to get out. Oh, I guess it depends on which way he goes. You can see it's his croc door, so you could just go out the other way. I guess if he wants to backtrack, okay, you can go back and if he goes this way, he can hit the Nutella refill and then grapple to the other side. I forget which side was the. Honestly, I forget which side we saw. If we saw the front or the back of Ellen.
We saw the front. It was lava dive.
Okay, so he wants the back, and this is going to be the back. And that grapple's going to help him. Is he going to go back for the E-Tank? MSD, meanwhile, over back in Red Tower, wants to do this early X-ray check.
Got a good setup
We've
for it
seen him
now.
do this.
Okay. He's got a good setup going now.
This will be a new check for us. I mean, kind of ignoring what he's doing just because we're seeing all the Norfair stuff from Azder.
Nicely done. And he has enough to get out as well. Super ring.
Just an E-Tank.
Okay. I suspect if Azder goes for that, it'll be... He might scout that on his way through, because he has
Azder
grapple.
has grapple. I think he just does it with grapple. It's
Yep.
pretty free with grapple. Okay, are we gonna get the E-Tank? Or are we just gonna go this different direction? I can't think of any other reason you'd go here if you're not gonna get this E-Tank. Oh, I
He's
think
got the supers.
was this
He's got-
supers?
Yep, he's getting the supers.
Yeah, I mean, it's more ammo for Crystal Flash. He'd really like another power bomb pack, but we didn't see any. You're gonna take a save here. Okay, not gonna go back for the E-Tank. I would have liked to have seen him go back and get that E-Tank, honestly. That extra E-Tank just would make it that much safer.
Yep.
Now, fortunately, he's going to be very quickly in an area where he can get powerbomb drops, so that's not an issue that he's only got 8 in his inventory. And he says, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this. I've already taken too much damage, so I'm just going to reset and try again.
MST is on his way to Speed Booster. He's going to get his full beam combo with the Ice Beam.
Yeah, that'll be good for him. Oh, you know what? He's decided he wants the E-Tank. I think this is the right call here. And it gets you an extra super pack. I want to say it's a missile pack, the other one. I'm not sure.
I don't know if we actually saw it.
Maybe we didn't.
If it's a power bomb, that's great.
Yeah, that would be really big for him. Grab that E-Tank. Let's see what the miner is. I mean, he's almost got Mother Brain ammo at this point. Okay, he must have saw what it was, because he has no interest in it. Yeah, Azder's got enough ammo that it wouldn't surprise me if he misses the charge beam. A little unfortunate, but I mean, it's not like it's a slower fight with ammo.
He's going for it.
You know, and this could end up being a completely suitless run, because what if Gravity Suit's down here at, like, GT? So you got this beam, with this screw attack, like, this makes it so much better. Because there's no way Azder's checking the GT item. That's just not happening.
I thought
He's gonna have to do.
Yeah, I thought I heard him take a hit from one of the key hunters there, but maybe not.
You know, you want that. You want power bombs more, but you take that, because again, you're almost at Mother Brain ammo.
Funny thing about those rocks, they don't move until you're in front of them. Okay. Oh, he would have loved an energy tank there.
He's gonna Crystal Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably refill on the Fire Fleas.
Uh-oh.
That's an odd location to be frozen at. Okay.
I don't know if maybe Azder's internet had a hiccup.
Yeah, it could be. We'll just switch to MST audio. Yeah. Looks like it's internet issues. I know Azder makes it a policy to always locally record his races, so should enough be missing, he'll send us that.
Yep, definitely has enough tournament experience that you never know what happens. So now we have a Mystery of the Unknown for Azder. So for MST, I wonder what his next play is going to be. He just scouted Lower Norfair.
Yeah, really sad, because I really wanted to see Azder pull this off. It's definitely within his capability to do so. I'm kind of sad that we're not going to get to see it happen.
Pointing out Azder's look on his face as his internet froze.
Yeah, it's a very contemplative look. Yeah, MST, turn that ice beam off. You and I recently had that conversation. Like, oh, you don't need to. Now you should. Unless you're going to use bombs to farm.
Yeah, it is faster with ice off. It is faster with ice off.
It's faster and safer and all sorts of other things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, of course, the menuing takes time, but I think overall you gain from having the ice beam off.
Mm-hmm.
Question is he going to do all the stuff in here, in this area? He doesn't have the reserve tank. He did a 5-tank Ridley fight in his race against Zeb. In fact, he doesn't win at game 3 if he doesn't survive the 5-tank Ridley fight. And this will be a 6-tank Ridley fight, assuming he picks up this E-tank, survives, and I mean, he could come back for it, of course, if he doesn't survive, but
I suspect he'll survive this trip. Oh, it's a super.
it is a super, okay.
MST opting not to pick that up. I'm thinking he's counting on finding a suit. Or at least enough energy to survive Lord Norfair.
Yeah, well, he's not finding either. He's not finding a suit. he might find enough health to. I mean, this is enough health to survive, kinda. It's going to be a much more difficult LN survival.
Yep.
He is going to find Kraid's lair. And he knows this is even more likely to be Ridley.
Yep.
Since he's already seen a vanilla Phantoon. Once you see one vanilla boss, it just makes another vanilla boss much less likely.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not, when you go into a boss fight, any given boss fight, and you have no knowledge. It's not a 1 in 4.
No, it's
because
not.
there's only 23 possibilities. There was one possibility that's not there, and it's so it's actually less than 1 in 4 that's going to be the vanilla boss. There's a lot of math you could do with percentages and stuff, but it's reasonable to think of it in terms of 1 in 4 because it's close enough.
Yeah, due to the various settings, though, you will not see 3 vanilla bosses.
Yeah, they don't let it be 3 vanilla. They won't let it be all 4 bosses vanilla. The MSG with no reserve tank to fill is just going to go ahead and take the health refill here, and then we'll kill Mini Kraid to get his supers up.
That wishing duplicate bosses were possible. Just imagine. Just imagine.
I have no interest in that.
Yeah, just imagine a scene with 4 Ridley fights. Who wouldn't love that?
I mean, I don't mind multiple Ridley fights. It's a fight I'm pretty good at, especially if you give me 30 supers and.
Yep.
But.
Nobody wants to see 4 Kraid fights, though.
But then how do you can never get to Kraid's closet, and Wreckship never gets activated, so
yeah.
there are other issues.
Yep.
Okay, this is not a good start for MST. Jumping into the acid, not a good thing to do.
He did miss 1 super, 2 supers.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Let me see. Oh, that's a pogo.
Yeah,
that's.
I mean, it's probably faster just to let yourself die than it is to reset.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we know he's capable of this because we saw him do it on 5 tanks in the last race, but yeah, he needs a better start.
Knowing how to manipulate Ridley is powerful information in situations like this.
I mean, Ridley is such an interesting boss fight. It's my favorite of the game, to be honest. It's I would say about 90% manipulatable. The AI will, if you can, get those pogos going, you can usually manipulate him to staying in those pogos, and which is what you want when you're doing this with supers. He does have the beam combo, so he could, supplement with that.
Yep.
It is faster DPS to do the super fight though. You might think, well, in old route they use plasma beam. Why do they use plasma beam, not supers? If it's faster to use supers, well, it's because in old route you want to save those supers for Turian and not have to refill at the ship or farm. In Rando, that's usually not relevant, especially in area randos where you get the free refill at the Turian entrance.
Alright, MST gonna try again? Azder, I can only assume, made it to the boss. May or may not have killed it. It's fun to speculate.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough that he could easily be done with LN at this point.
It's a much better start to the fight for MST. If he did miss one super, it's just one charge shot to finish him off. Oh, he's dead. All right. Pick him up. Pick him up. Nope.
No, now MSG's dead.
Yep.
He took a couple. You were right. He was right in that nice area where he was going to be able to survive the fight. He was going to would have had to leave, come back to get the grapple beam that's there. But then he took that extra Ridley hit, and you just can't afford that. I mean, I think that's a 50 HP hit with gravity suit, but he doesn't have gravity suit, so that's like 200. And you saw it just, you know, you just can't take a hit back from Ridley if you don't have a suit. You just can't.
And that's one of the reasons why the reverse boss order category is as difficult as it is. Like, you can manipulate Ridley, you can make it look easy, but if you take a hit, you're done.
Yeah, and in most RBO routes, you don't have 30 supers. There are a few routes where you can get up to like 35, some early Meridia routes and stuff, but most of the most efficient routes aren't going to do that. So you're typically not going to have. I think 25 is a pretty common amount. And I'm not sure what Zenny's world record does, but.
All right, he's gonna try this again.
And I'm gonna go back to that wrecked ship that he could have gone back to. I feel like we're at the point where
I think something has to be in wrecked ship.
There has to be something in wrecked. I mean, it is. We do have everything necessary for suitless Meridia, so there is the possibility that our suits are in Meridia. Azder is at a point where I'm not even sure he's getting a suit, honestly. He's got this stuff for suitless Meridia. He's going to get out, assuming he was able to survive lower Norfair. He's going to get out of here. He's not going to, the wreck ship checks are annoying. With high jump boots, you can get to Meridia from the back of wreck ship. Yeah.
Yep, that attempt was pretty doomed from the start. He casually just took a tail hit.
Yep.
Just standing there. He's gonna roll back a save.
Oh, interesting. He's gonna he's giving up on this fight and is gonna go back to. Oh, that's you don't. No, that's too far back.
Yeah, you don't want to roll back to that.
This, if you want to give up on the Ridley fight, you want to keep all these things and leave. But I mean, I don't see it. Maybe Azder had all sorts of issues in LN with only 15 power bombs.
One crystal flash. Yep.
I've seen him do it with 15 power bombs and worse item loadout than he has right now, but it's by no means free. So if Azder went into LN and had issues, then this is still within MST's reach. But
yep.
The point being, he has, when you come out of Lower Norfair, you need 6 power bombs to get out. Now he's got Spring Ball, which saves him 1. And he's got Screw Attack, which saves him 1. So he'll need 4 power bombs to get out, which will leave him with exactly enough to Crystal Flash. He could either Crystal Flash as one of the power bomb shots, or he will have exactly enough to Crystal Flash after.
Yep.
So.
And chat asking a question about delay. So they're running off a 10-minute delay. So when Azder's internet comes back up, we will see his feed kick in 10 minutes later after he reconnects.
Right, but no, there's a setting though. It'll. Yeah.
There isn't. Yeah.
The setting we have runners turn on won't put them all the way back to this point. That is a setting you can turn on. You see that occasionally in these delay matches where somebody's stream will come back and it'll be right where they left off.
Yep. Which
and then,
it's great if you want to. It's great if you want to see the footage, but it's bad if you actually want to be evened up and synced up.
Yep.
Oh.
And now he's just laughing.
Yep. I think at this point, he's already died 4 times. You either commit to this or you cut your losses now and come back to this. Like, I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, the not having a Bubble Mountain save. I'm actually really surprised he doesn't have a Bubble Mountain save. The fact that he didn't take, I think when he went to go back to a further back save, I think he thought he had a Bubble Mountain save because it's a pretty natural place to do it.
Yep.
And had he had one, I think he would have just gone back from there.
Mm-hmm. I noticed he picked his earlier of the 2 saves though as his rollback. He didn't check his later save, so maybe that.
No. He checked the middle one. The one behind it should be the one. Should be even earlier save. But yeah, again, for those of you watching, Azder always locally records these, so that won't be an issue.
Oh, he's gonna start with a charge shot.
It's not a bad idea. And you just missed a super, but with that charge shot, you can afford to miss one.
Good damage dodge. Oh, that's... Ridley was dead, but he had to wait for that pogo.
And the difficult part... oh, yeah, you could grab that super, that'll help.
Yeah.
Or you could just leave. Yeah, he's leaving. So this will probably be go back to Wreck Ship. Or maybe bet on Suitless Meridia. I could see you doing that.
Pointing out that if MST had the reserve tank, he might have lived. I'm not entirely sure.
No, he hasn't had a fight good enough that the reserve tank saves him. The point of the reserve is if you can kill Ridley before the reserve goes out, you are going to survive the fight.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have that grapple beam either. So he's going to have to spring ball jump out if he wants to go out this way. The one he was closest on, the one he should have survived, but then took a Ridley hit the last second. That Ridley hit would have destroyed his chance of surviving even with the reserve tank. And if he doesn't take that Ridley hit, I think he just survives that fight.
Now, if that super pack he would have picked up and saved, maybe that would have helped.
It might have helped to have that super pack, just because having 5 supers of leeway instead of having no supers of leeway, but the charge beam, it just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to be quite as tight in the fight.
Now let's go to mentality real quick. MST failing Ridley 5 times. He has to feel he's behind at this point, and he's got to make something happen. What does he do, though? That's the question.
I go to Meridia.
Yeah.
I go do suitless and hope that gravity suits, or even barrier suits there. You figure that the route Azder's taking is exactly the route I would predict him to take. In every sense. So he's got to know that Azder probably hasn't done Wreck Ship, probably does the Ridley fight, does Lower Norfair, leaves, probably goes to Wreck Ship next. So I would bet on Meridia. But, going back to Wreck Ship and getting the items there, I could see doing that too. That's it's absolutely reasonable. You've already killed Fantoon. I might have refilled the ship though. But yeah. In the end, the Wreck Ship play, depending on what's there, might have won it for him.
If he had committed to it, yeah.
So Azder we is having internet issues. We have no other details than that. He is not. I think it's got to be internet issues. It's like if he. Like the only thing that could really mess him up would be a power failure. But I think he would have messaged one of us in Discord if that was the case, because then he just can't finish and can't connect even to. I mean, could connect to the race room with the phone, but it's like if you can't finish. But I'm guessing it's just internet, which means he'll have to send us a local recording, but that won't be an issue.
Oh, not going back for wreck ship energy tank.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna need to get more health. So he should be able to, as long as he doesn't take a bunch of damage here, he's gonna be able to get health from in this room. That'll make it enough for him to get through to the energy tank. And it's easy to scout the reserve tank because we have Spring Ball. Okay, just an energy tank. We don't care about that. Other than to survive the Ridley fight.
Like, even having gravity suit for the Ridley fight just means he automatically survives it, because your damage is 75% reduced at that point.
Well, I don't know about automatically, but yeah, the 75% damage reduction is significant. For sure.
I love the spring ball strats in bowling.
Not sure they're the fastest though.
probably not.
He took 3 hits too, which often you only. I mean, with high jump, it's hard to only take 2 hits. Doable, but harder than without high jump boots. But with this much health, you know, turning off high jump's not worth it. The one significant thing about... it gets a nice refill here. The one significant thing, I think the more significant thing about Azder's internet having issues is I know when your internet goes down, when you have technical difficulties and you know you're having technical difficulties, it does make it harder to concentrate on what you're doing.
It does. It definitely does.
Now, in his case, it wouldn't surprise me if he won't even notice until he's done with the Lower Norfair stuff. Like, that just takes so much concentration to do this whole LN thing. But at some point, you get out. At some point, you know. Grapple was at Ridley, Kev.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's why MST does not happen. So now we get to see one last item in Wreck Ship. Was this the player? Was it just E-tanks to make the lower Norfair, the upper Norfair stuff in Logic to get Suitless Meridia stuff? That's kind of what it's starting to feel like, honestly.
It does, yeah.
I mean, it's going to definitely be interesting to piece back the logic once we get to know everything in this seed.
That's the spring ball strat I hadn't seen before. MST, turn up your high jump, turn off your high jump, turn up...
Nah, he doesn't want that anyway. Okay, so it was E-tanks in Wreck Ship to pull... I mean, we had enough energy tanks without the Wreck Ship ones.
Yep.
Especially once we got the 2 at Croc. But yeah, Suitless Meridia.
Suitless Meridia required, question mark. Also, we're about to approach the 1 hour mark. Please give our runners a follow. Hey, the bot's working today. Excellent.
So the answer is either Bot Wound, Energy Tank has a suit, or Mama Turtle has a suit. The real problem for MST right now is he can get to Bot Wound, but he doesn't have Grapple Beam to get to the Dragon boss.
Grapple Beam, unless he wants to take a bunch of spike hits, but that's going to require some precision. Yeah, he definitely needs grapple. That means the Dragon boss can't hold a suit. No, it can hold Gravity Suit. It can't hold Varia Suit. because that grapple's locked behind the Varia suit. Huh. Interesting. Also, give my co-com Tracy a follow. Also, give
Nah.
D-Web, our tracker, a follow.
You can follow these guys. You can follow Leno.
MST, not having grapple beam, has to snail climb.
Oh, he's got high jump and spring ball. This is easy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's actually a really nifty snail climb strat that I forget how to do, but with spring ball and high jump, all you have, you might need to, you should reset the room to get the snail back faster. But with spring ball and high jump, all you have to do is spring ball jump. Just hold down the jump button on the snail.
Mm-hmm. I forget, is left side sandpit major in logic without gravity suit here?
Nope.
Okay. So that could be Varia suit. Oh no, sandpits could definitely have progression. It could lead to Varia suit down there, either directly or indirectly. Okay, that is something I have not seen before. I did not know.
That's what I'm talking about. You just hold jump. Just hold jump. It doesn't work without high jump.
Huh. I gotta update my snail climb strats then. Despite the ceiling clip there being sub-pixel perfect, it is completely free with the Metroid if you kneel. Because the Metroid will always be in the correct position, allowing you to clip through the ceiling.
Let's see what's here at Botwoon.
This has to be either gravity or speed booster, I think.
Or Varia.
Or Varia, yeah.
Oh, that reaction just says it all, doesn't it?
I wonder if he's okay with that find.
I mean, if he could finish the Ridley fight, because then you'd have grapple and you could, or if he had space jump too. Space jump would make the Coliseum. Now it's doable. Like you can get through Coliseum with this item set, but have fun. It's not easy.
And he is gonna kick himself when he finally beats Ridley and he sees grapple beam back there. No, you can get on MST. Just go up and around just like you did last time. Azder's internet's still frozen. No ETA when it's coming back. He may not even know it's out. But he shall return. So that means gravity can only be in a couple locations then. It can be in Crate's Closet. It can be.
Yeah, it's probably in lower. I think it has to be somewhere in LN. Or behind Speed Booster in LN.
Yeah.
Because now LN's all in logic. That's all.
Yep.
That all the Norfair stuff, all that, like everything's in logic there now.
Mm-hmm.
So yep.
And to your point that you mentioned, I'd say about 25 minutes ago, Azder's probably not even picking up a suit at this point. He's probably going full suitless.
Oh no, he'll pick up that Varia suit's free.
True.
Like assuming he doesn't find the gravity suit in LN, which now is either at the boss there or at GT.
Yep.
If it's at GT, he doesn't get it. If it's
Yeah.
behind the boss, he gets it. So I mean, if that's the only two possibilities, if it's
Yeah.
speed booster down there, there's no way he's going back to Waterway.
Yeah, and if it's at Crate's closet, he's also not getting that because he's
No,
not
he's
going
not
back.
going back that way. No, you're not. You just, you don't need, yeah, I mean, at that point, um, yeah, MST, the gravity can't be there.
Yep, he might have been looking for something else, space jump or speed booster, but if he knows the logic, he knows that also can't lead to gravity suit. This series of wall jumps is terrible for some reason.
Yeah, I usually just go back up to the top and come back down.
Okay, so a reminder for chat: this is game 1 of a potential 3-game set. It's possible we don't even see a game 3. This could be like a 2-0 sweep in either direction, but maximum game 3. Winner advances to the semifinals.
Yeah, and the winner will play the winner of the match that's going to take place. I want to say 8 o'clock tonight Eastern.
I believe
That'll be between Bonus and Nevdi, and that'll be over on Speed Gaming too. Look forward to sitting back and watching that one. We got Aussie and Rumblemans on the call for the first game. We got Aussie and Zeb for games 2 and 3, if there is a game 3. All really good commentators, all favorites of mine, so it should be a lot of fun.
All right, MST, what are you gonna do now?
I mean, you go back and you kill
He's
Ridley, and you
gotta do
go do
Yeah,
LN.
He's got to do Ridley. Yep. Gravity could be above. No, we scouted wreck ship. Gravity is
Yeah,
nowhere.
we've seen everything in wreck ship.
Although it took half an hour after the fact, but we did see everything above in wreck ship. Speed, egg, volt, and chorizo, gravity, and waterway. That's possible. With Vari suit with where it was.
Yeah.
Gravity
I mean,
suit
like,
has
gravity suit or speed booster to gravity suit has to be at LN. I don't think there's anything else left. I mean, chat can correct me if I'm missing anything, but I'm pretty sure we saw everything else.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Spring Ball can't hold gravity suit, so that location.
No, not in these settings.
Same with Plasma Beam. So those 2 locations are deleted as far as.
Even if it could, Space Jump would have to be around somewhere. Space Jump was hard required for, maybe not hard required. Like, I'm not going to pretend that there aren't all sorts of weird esoteric strats that one can do to do weird things in this game, and I certainly don't know all of them. But you definitely, if you're going to do that play, you want.
Yeah.
For those of us that have played SMZ3,
you definitely want Space Jump.
You want that, Space Jump. It's more relevant in that game too, because it could be your hammer there, what you need to finish the game, as opposed to SM, where the worst thing it could be is your gravity suit. And you can just skip that if you have all the items to get gravity suit at Shack Tool. You can just skip gravity suit.
Yep. He's heading back down. Oh, there's the laugh. I think he realizes what has happened, and we can confirm. Azder finishes first. We don't get to see it, unfortunately. 1 hour, 9 minutes, 45 seconds. MST has hit the DNF button. Apparently, Azder just now realized during the delay that his internet had been down this entire time. Oh yeah, Azure will have a local recording. This will be verified.
No, he's already told me he's got he's got a local recording. I've asked him to once we're done with the other races, I've already asked him to send it to the Discord for the organizers to look at. So
I'm really curious what was in Lower Norfair though. Like what was down there, if he found anything.
Well, just to share a few things. So Azure did not find gravity. So I'm going to assume that gravity is at GT. And MST says in the race room chat, he can confirm the 5e tank Ridley fight is much freer than 6e tank Ridley.
Referencing his match against Zev where he beat Ridley with 5e tanks. Let's see here. Azder 3 minutes ago said 180 seconds left for his delay, so his stream should
there
actually
it is.
back
Oh,
up.
we're gonna get to see the. Oh, we get to see the credits.
Woo!
So we do get to figure out where everything was. He asked me where Speed was. We have not seen Speed.
Ah. We'll find out together. There were 11 powerbomb packs? Wow. We only saw 3. One death and one reset. I wonder if he died in Lower Norfair during his I don't remember seeing a death from him on screen.
Did he die or reset when he went to Norfair E-Tank? Or Norfair Reserve?
No, that was a death. You're right. That was a death.
Okay.
So he had a reset on top of that.
Yeah, he reset when he was headed to Lower Norfair the first time without the extra E-Tank.
Right.
So it means we didn't. I guess that means he didn't die after that. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, let's see where these items are. Gravity at Screw Attack. It's at GT, just as I said.
Yep.
Speed Booster at Spring Ball. That's really gross.
we weren't seeing that today. Space Jump is Waterway. Okay. We definitely weren't seeing that. Chat, we will not start game 2 right away. There will be a small break in between games 1 and 2. So you do have time to collect yourselves, get a drink, get a bite to eat, whatever it is.
Okay, once these credits are done, we're going to go ahead and roll over to the next race and start getting set up.
We'll get to see what the boss is down here. I'm thinking this has to be Dragon. Yep.
It is. Well, there you go. Little unfortunate for MST.
Yep. Well, at least we know the strategy Azure used to get out with that grapple beam. He just did grapple escape. Pretty easy. Well, easy in air quotes. Actually pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but an experienced player, pretty easy for them.
Okay, so now that we've seen the credits, we're going to go ahead and switch to the next race. We're going to get a new tracker out here. Thanks to D-Web for doing our tracking in Game 1. Always doing the best. Always doing a great job. Trackers are MVPs. D-Web, one of the best. Belstar's going to come in. And we'll do the tracking for Game 2. But you'll have me and Leno back. And our runners will be back. And yeah, we'll see you over there. So just hang on. Take a break, get a drink, do whatever. And come on back.
Yep. See you next mission, folks.
So that was a race. Yeah, the light area did exactly what I wanted it to do, actually. It spat out a stupid, dumb seed. The problem was, I'm the one who got hacked by it instead. Yeah, also, shoutouts to 5E Tank Ridley being free, but 6E Tank Ridley being impossible. I did that fight a couple of times, because there's a major behind Ridley, and I was convinced, I was not convinced, but I was pretty sure a suit, like it couldn't be various. I was pretty sure Gravity Suit was going to be behind Ridley. It was Grapple, which would have been just fine. Like with Grapple, you can, Grapple and Gravity both basically the same thing as far as go mode goes, for me. Yeah, when I went into Meridia and found Varia, at that point I knew there had to be something there. Like, my thoughts changed. It was either going to be, you know, Varia or Gravity. Really hoping for Gravity at that point, because then I could just go to the boss back there and finish that. It was not Gravity, so there's another boss. I don't know what's back there. And so when I was going back, I skipped Ridley because when I went to Lower Norfair, because, you know, at that point I'd lost a bunch of time anyway. And then obviously Azder finished anyway, so yeah. The seed did what I wanted it to, it just did it to the wrong person. But no, this is actually kind of what I expected would happen. Yeah, so that was a race. But it's best of 3, and Azder has to beat me twice, which honestly is not that much of an accomplishment, but, you know, he still has to do it. Yeah, no, also during this race, you may have seen me take a pause earlier on when I was doing the gauntlet play. You know, this was on Saturday. I had plenty of time to set up, and I just, for whatever reason, I didn't do it. I was late starting my stream with the 10-minute delay. So they gave me a stream. They gave me an override, so I didn't have to wait the whole time to get the race underway. Obviously, Azder had his internet issues. Because I didn't take the time to set up, I accidentally, with tournament races, what I do is I only stream to Twitch. Like, it's come up before where, you know, with the restream, when I stream to, you know, when I stream to YouTube and Twitch, it came up once before where one of the SMZ3 races against Andy, which I lost by 30 minutes, you know, somebody brought up, like, hey, you know, there's people chatting in his YouTube stream. I was like, I didn't know, because I don't have chat up when I'm racing. But, you know, obviously that is a big issue. You know, your chat and your stream is supposed to be set to emote only. YouTube doesn't have that type of feature. And I don't know what they were saying, but, you know, that's a big issue. So from that point on, I've been streaming just to Twitch for the races, and I didn't set it up right. I was late, so I didn't pay attention. So at this point, I was streaming to you know, Twitch and YouTube. So in this race, and I told admin about this afterward that I did this, or that I had the issue. So in this race, I took a little bit of time there to stop the stream to YouTube. And even had I won this, you know, I told the admin, you know, I wouldn't have taken this win, because that's not right. Was it helping? No. But at the same time, you know, you shouldn't have that up. So yeah, this wasn't going to be a race I would have accepted a win anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing, you know, I'm facing Azder, who's going to just beat me anyway. So yeah, that's a thing that happens. You know, some tournaments actually take things seriously and handle things well. So, you know, I just want to make sure everything's right on that end. But yeah, no, it was a really interesting seed. Just, you know, I think you saw somebody who's actually good at Rando do it properly. So yeah, I'm glad Azder's full race was on there, so you can see everything there. But yeah, we're moving on to the next race. It's Azder's pick, and I'm expecting him to pick a Chozo logic just to, guarantee a win in 2 here. But we'll see what he picks in the next race. Thanks for watching. We'll see you for that.